Hey there, welcome to my another video about the Blob shadow tutorial. This is my third attempt at this. I came with a even better version than last two times. It has like it's much less buggy and more stable. Like you see, like show up under character when it's airborne, and it disappears when it's touching the ground, of course. So in today's video I'm gonna show you how to do this with dedication to Snakeoid that had an issue. So just for him I'm just gonna make even better version of a blob shadow method. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty easy, so this tutorial is gonna be short. So let's get to it. So first we're gonna need to make a blob shadow decal material. So I already have one, so I'm not gonna make another one. You make a material, you name it whatever you need, so we can find it later. You're gonna need a material that looks around like this little blurry transparent circle. It looks like a shadow. Yeah. You put it like that. Yeah, you're gonna need. But first, you're gonna need to put a material domain to defer to decal and blend mode to translucent. This is gonna be essential. You plug RGB into base color. And you make a scala parameter which you can add by typing here scala parameter, or a tip that basically you hold S and you click 1 and you make one. You're gonna call this one opacity, and you're gonna make this a default 1. You're gonna get the alpha and multiply it with our opacity parameter and plug it into the opacity. Okay, so now that we have this done, we can go to the player character. I'm gonna show you how my code works. So I apologize for not making you one. I just don't feel like doing this. I trust your intelligence with figuring it out on your own by looking at my code. Mine is a function, but you can also like make a custom event like this. Just name it whatever you need. But I haven't done a function to like for cleaning purposes, but you can follow along while making by this being a custom event in our event graph. So first thing you're gonna need is a sphere trace by channel. It's gonna be our trace that will trace down the ground and detect where should it. First of all, I'm gonna explain first. Gonna like trace from the player to like to detect ground, and it will spawn. Not really spawn, but like have the blob shadow to like appear when it hits. And you're gonna pull get actor location. Just type it in like this. Then you add like get two subtracts, and one is by 50, and you plug it to the start, and then you like put a pretty high number to subtract depending on how long should it like know where to place a blob shadow. It doesn't have to be crazy numbers. 1000 is enough for my game. You plug it in the end, and then you put the radius as 10, but it can be like more or no, that's up to you really. You can adjust later to your preferences. Then oh yeah, the before you do that, or you can still have that, but I forgot to explain the in your viewport you're gonna have to add a decal. Yeah, like you type decal here, you have a decal. I got a decal here. It's already called a blob shadow. You're gonna click on it, and you're gonna have a decal material. You're gonna select the material we made just a few minutes ago. You can like adjust the size here. I have not numbers here, and very important thing, you have to like rotate it by 90 degrees. I already have it rotated, but I think what you can do is like basically type minus 19 degrees here. You should be fine. Otherwise, it like shows up weirdly. I'm not sure how to explain this, but yeah, you just rotate it so it like properly shows up. Otherwise, you have like this black square. You know, unless you want a black square, I don't know. I don't want a black square, so I rotate it. You go back to your code and you pull out the branch. You put the return value into the branch. This is gonna be basically like if it hits something, then it's true. If it's true, you get the blob shadow from here, like that, and you pull like set visibility, or you have it here. It's basically so it doesn't appear when it doesn't hit anything. If it doesn't hit anything, you're just gonna hide it. But if it hits something, it wanna show it. And then you go to this, you pull up the set world location by this. You plug it in here. Set world location, and the new location is gonna be like you're gonna have to do this and break hit result. You're gonna have this little thing. You pull it out and you like get the location and plug it in this, and now the blob shadow will set its world location to where the trace has hit. And yeah, with this you should already have a working blob shadow, but we're gonna improve this by making it fade away if you don't need it. So if the character is falling, it's true. Then this is where our scalar parameter from our material plays the role it's meant to. You get a branch, of course, and you plug that is falling here. If the character is falling, it's true. Then from the blob shadow, you type the create dynamic material instance, and we'll get back to it in a second. You get the value and get set scalar parameter value. You're gonna need this, and it's gonna show up this. You're gonna have a parameter name. You're gonna have to name it or opacity or whatever you call this in your material. And now we want to make it so it fades where the character is falling. Is falling is basically that it's not touching ground. Anytime character is not touching the ground, then it means it's falling. So then we get f interp. There's f interp 2. You kind of click this and you have this. And what you're gonna do is get the current and you're gonna promote this to variable, and you're gonna name it current blob shadow opacity or whatever makes you like remember what it is. Then you're gonna get delta seconds. What delta seconds? I'm just gonna show you in a second. Delta seconds are event tick. When you got an event tick, you're gonna get delta seconds. You gotta turn this. It's convenient to also have this as a promote variable. It's useful in some situations, some code. And winter speed, you set it like 10, at least for 10 is ideal for me. You can like tweak it to your liking. It's basically how fast the shadow fades and unfades. And then you're gonna like return value and get this and set it's get the set current blob shadow and plug it in here and plug it in this value then. And then we're gonna like copy this and paste another one. I'm gonna like plug it like I have it here. This is blob shadow again. Everything here is the same as this, except target is 0. So now the blob shadow is gonna turn like invisible. It's gonna like fade out and will normal. You can no longer be able to see it. And with this, you like compile. Of course, it's always good to compile. Now it should work. Yeah, you should have by this time, if you followed along, you should have a working blob shadow. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks again for the person to pointing out the huge bug. Hope to see you again in the next video. I might make more tutorials. I'm not sure. There's like few things I've learned, and maybe I can share my knowledge about some coding, some cool mechanics. I have this rope that I was working on. It's not perfect, but it's sort of working. You like have this like with a S and W, you like move back and forth. It's going to be like in the future level of my game. I hope you found this video useful, and I see you around in the next one. Bye.